The US-Israel axis can no longer intimidate Iran with empty threats, as Supreme Leader Khamenei finds himself far from alone, backed by unexpected regional allies ready to counter any aggressive moves in the powder keg Middle East. From the blooded streets of Gaza all the way to the halls of power in Tehran, a dangerous new missile front is dramatically opening up, promising to reshape the balance of terror across the volatile region. America's campaign of maximum pressure on Iran is now colliding head-on with the NATO nation's unleashed maximum firepower, creating a precarious standoff that could ignite unprecedented escalation. Turkey is aggressively arming up for 2026 with supersonic strike capabilities, boasting a staggering 500 km reach integrated directly into its battle-hardened F-16 fighter jet fleet for deep penetration missions. Tehran boldly defies relentless US-Israeli threats to its survival, while Turkey steps up to vocally back Iran's sovereignty, signaling a seismic shift in alliances that undermines Western dominance. Turkey plans to conduct the first-ever test launch of Roketsan's cutting-edge 300ER air-launched ballistic missile sometime in 2026, marking a pivotal moment in its military modernization drive. This high-profile test, unfolding amid the chaos of a boiling Middle East, represents a major leap forward in Ankara's ambitious quest to develop devastating long-range strike capabilities against distant foes. Boasting a strike range exceeding 500 kilometers, the 300ER missile will empower Turkish F-16 fighters with unprecedented reach, allowing them to hit deep targets without entering hostile airspace. The missile can slam into targets at blistering supersonic speeds while keeping the launch aircraft safely out of reach of sophisticated enemy air defense systems, revolutionizing tactical flexibility. Roketsan CEO has confidently declared the development is barreling ahead at full speed, underscoring Turkey's urgent strategic push to field this game-changing weapon amid rising threats. 5 meters in length with a 370 mm diameter and launch weight approaching 900 kilograms, this sleek missile packs a lethal punch for precision strikes. Designed for seamless deployment from both manned fighter jets like the F-16 and advanced unmanned aerial vehicles, offering versatile launch options in combat. It bridges the critical gap between slower cruise missiles and heavier tactical ballistic systems, delivering balanced speed and standoff distance. Powered by reliable solid-fuel propulsion for rapid acceleration and ultra-quick engagement timelines against time-sensitive high-value targets. Ideal for daring missions to dismantle enemy air defenses, obliterate radar sites, and cripple vital infrastructure deep behind enemy lines. This comes amid skyrocketing regional tensions fueled by Iran, Israel, and massive US force deployments across strategic hotspots from the Gulf to the Mediterranean. Ankara has loudly voiced diplomatic support for Iran's sovereignty, standing firm against suffocating US military pressure designed to choke Tehran's independent foreign policy. Turkey's foreign minister warned that injecting Iran's missile program into ongoing talks would recklessly risk sparking another devastating war nobody wants or can afford. Hakan Fidan delivered these pointed remarks during a candid interview with the Financial Times cited by Iran International, stressing the perils of overreach. Remember, Iran has repeatedly stated that its defensive missile program and support for regional allies remain strictly off-limits and non-negotiable in any forum. Meanwhile, Israel has been desperately pressuring the US to shoehorn Iran's missiles into nuclear talks, but these efforts have so far fallen flat amid diplomatic gridlock. Oman recently hosted a tense round of nuclear talks between Iran and the USA, but they wrapped up inconclusively, leaving core issues unresolved and tempers frayed. It is positive that the Americans appear willing to tolerate Iranian enrichment within clearly set boundaries. The Iranians now recognize that they need to reach a deal with the Americans, and the Americans understand that the Iranians have certain limits. It's pointless to try to force them. If the US insists on addressing all the issues simultaneously, I'm afraid even the nuclear file will not move forward. The result could be another war in the region. Turkey's foreign minister on February 9 assured the world there was no immediate threat of all-out war erupting between Iran and the United States anytime soon. Fidan told CNN Turk that Turkey was working tirelessly behind the scenes to avert a full-blown regional war amid the dangerously rising tensions on every front. This appeared to be the second time in recent weeks that Turkey subtly exposed US intentions, sharing intel that paints Washington's plans in a sharper light. Earlier, as US warships steamed perilously close to Iran's shores, Turkey seemed to hint publicly at President Trump's covert attack plans through strategic leaks. Turkey had even drafted ambitious contingency plans to carve out a protective buffer zone deep inside Iran in case Tehran's government suddenly collapsed under pressure. Middle East Eye reported that Ankara aimed to halt a potential mass refugee wave crashing into its borders after possible devastating U.S. strikes on Iranian soil.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.